our live talk show. Happy New Year to everyone. This is our first show of 2022, so I'm very excited for that. Thank you for joining, everybody. I'm RJ Horner, host of Open Up, and I'm also the vice president and Voice of Men 360. So thank you, everybody. Happy New Year on behalf of myself and the Voice of Men 360 team. Voice of Men 360 is a not-for-profit organization founded in 2020 and is based in Toronto, Canada. We were born out of seeing a tremendous need and stepping up to help provide services and support to help our men and boys overcome their life challenges. We're part of International Men's Day, and International Men's Day has been serving for over 21 years so far and is now represented in 90 countries around the world who join together to do various activities regularly. International Men's Day follows in 6 pillars, which represent the overall well-being of men and boys, and we follow in those footsteps here. But why is Open Up so important? Because men and boys are not willing to open up our matters and share our thoughts or our heart with people. And when we do that, we keep these within ourselves, and that creates emotional challenges and ill health effects. And that's what we want to eliminate here. So we want to create an open space and allow individuals to share their journey with you. We aim to create awareness about life challenges and the struggles that our men and boys have to go through in their lives. There's no limitation with gender, age, nationality, or ethnic groups. All walks of life are invited to participate. We want to hear your story. Our goal is to make a positive impact on someone's life through this program, Open Up, which is on Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We bring out individuals to share their journey with you and learn from their life experiences. But before I introduce our guest today, I want to remind you the Voice of Men 360's mission is always delivered with good faith towards peaceful harmony. The views and opinions expressed in today's episode are those of our speakers and do not represent Voice of Men 360. Our organization engages in discussion forums to offer inspiration and create awareness to the issues of men who wish to overcome their life challenges. We're not providing medical or therapeutic advice. Should you require that type of assistance, we recommend you contact a medical professional immediately. If you have questions or concerns about today's episode or any Voice of Men 360 content, please email us info@voiceofmen360.org. So today I'd like to introduce you to our speaker, who is Brian Gibson. He comes from quite the military background. He served in Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm as a combat medic from 1985 to 1990. Then in 1999 to 2016, he moved on to being a recruiter in the healthcare industry for Army services. He was eventually discharged honorably after 26 years. We'll get to that story. But Brian Gunny Gibson he's from Paducah, Kentucky. Happy to live with his 2 children, have raised his 2 children, Stephen, who's an U.S. Army retired, and Caitlin. He's a member of the Free Spirit Motorcycle Ministries, even forming Project Die Hard to fight the war on veteran suicide to assist his brothers and sisters in getting the help they need. Bringing a great story to us today. Thank you for joining us, Brian Gibson, and welcome to Open Up.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm so pleased to share my story just because it's a story of love and loss and tragedy, but it's also overcoming and then doing good for other people.
And that's really what we're about here. We want those kind of journeys, the empowering journeys. Don't get me wrong, we're willing to have every life story, but the empowering, that's what we're about, because there's always a better day ahead. And that's what we hope for people out there. So tell us, though, again, you come from quite the military background. Maybe take us down as early as you can as a young lad. And maybe where does that inspiration come from, that desire to work in the military?
Well, working in the military it's a family tradition. We can trace our lineage back all the way to the Revolutionary War. If you're a male and you can serve, you serve. You don't have to do a career, but you at least serve your country. I was born into a Navy family, and growing up, I knew I was going to serve. I had a sister that passed away from leukemia. I was also in hospitals and things. And that's where I decided I want to become a medic, and I joined the United States Army as a 91 Alpha combat medic. So the goal there was always to help, but it was also in service.
Mhm. So you were taught those values. One of the things we like to touch upon and especially express is you mentioned it's a kind of a family tradition or an expectation of your family, but that must come from the maternal instinct or maternal bond. Like that must be talked about and preached as a young child, I guess.
Oh, yes, yes. Just well, growing up, Thanksgiving dinner at the grandparents' house was always funny because you know how you got the big table and you got the kids' table. Well, you sat at the kids' table until you put on a uniform. I remember one of my sisters married this nice young man. He's a great guy, but he never put on a uniform. And we went for Thanksgiving dinner once, and everybody's sitting at the table, and we're all there, and he's sitting over there with the kids because Grandpa says you don't sit at the big table unless you serve this country.
Oh, so there's much expectation there. I see. Um, Let me ask you this because I see a situation there. Did your brother-in-law take that well? Well, not sure if they were married, but your sister's partner was that taken well, or was that something that didn't go over well?
It was taken as well. I mean, he was totally briefed by my sister on, hey, you're not going to sit. You're not going to sit with us.
My
You're going to
my
sit at the
my house is a
kitchen.
family service, so
Yeah, it was. But I mean, he's still a good guy.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That's
it's
so that's what I was getting at. I just we hate to make people feel out of place, and so I didn't want to I wanted to make sure people understood maybe this person didn't feel slighted by it. It was kind of a family tradition, so to speak.
it's a
So
family tradition. It is that. It's a family tradition.
yeah,
Uh, I can't.
yeah, I said
It's
that
hard to
because
explain.
yeah, well, I said that because I wanted to get that maybe there's some good values behind your upbringing. So tell us some of the lessons maybe you've had to learn as a young lad.
Well, as a young lad, it was honor, integrity, courage. It was, you know, just that. It was those founding things taught by my father, who learned it from his father, who hopefully I taught to my son. You are a man. Men are, you have to have honor. You have to have integrity. You have to have courage. That's that's just, you know, those are the things that were always bred into me growing up.
Mhm. So, and then tell me, okay, so just what were the relationships like? What were your again? I don't want to think it's too macho of a household. Was there some camaraderie, some friendship, between your brothers or
Oh
fathers?
yeah, yeah. There's family is family.
Mhm.
You know, uh, camaraderie. Yeah, uh, I'm one of 13 children.
Mhm.
Okay, when you picked on one of us, you picked on all of us. That was
Close
just,
bonds, yes.
that's just what it was.
Nice.
Like in high school when my sisters were dating, you know, the guys knew that they weren't dating our sister, they were dating the family,
Mhm. Mhm.
and there were some
Mhm.
very high expectations if you dated one of my sisters.
Wonderful. Thank you for painting that picture. Absolutely. But again, now we're going to get into what you bring to the table. You got into a military service as a medic. What was your desire or your? I mean, I see. You started. You said because of your sister's illness, but why medic? Why that area?
Being a medic was just giving back. It, it's that. It's taking care of my brothers and sisters. It's just giving back. I guess that's in my nature. It's giving back. It's hard to explain why to be a medic, especially an Army medic, a combat medic. We got one of the shortest lifespans in a combat zone.
Yeah, I guess you guys go charging into the danger. There's no doubt, because you've got to help the people who have been hurt in a battle situation. So I'm sure you get into some tight situations. I don't envy you or any of your fellow brothers and sisters in that field.
Well, it's that. Yeah. At 17, I joined. I became a medic. It's it's like, well, somebody asked, well, how many people did you save? Well, I don't count that number. I can tell you 27 are who I lost. It's not a matter about who we save. It's who we lose that affects us.
That's exactly what I was getting at. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't envy you, because you're going in there to try and save, right? With the expectation that you're not going to be able to reach them all. Listen, we in this profession, we're trying to reach minds. We're trying to reach souls, right? And if we don't reach them, it's hard. We didn't do well. But if you don't serve your purpose, there's loss there. You know what I mean? So I don't envy anyone in your profession that. And thank you for bringing that hardship to us. But how do people go beyond that? Again, you come from that life of that service. How do you move out of that? How do you come back to civilian life, or moving out of normal life, or into a normal life?
That's the tough part.
I'm sure.
Most young men and women that put on the uniform, they join right out of high school. So they're in their family settings, mother or dad taking care of them, all that. And they join the military. And I got to speak on the Army, because that's where I served in. But even in the Army, here's where you eat, here's where you sleep, here's where it's a structured life.
Okay.
And then when they leave, that's the hard part, because their whole life has been structured, and now they don't have a structure.
So that structure that they've been taught, it can't prepare them to carry that structure into a new existence. Because it would be a new existence, right? From out of high school into this, it's a completely new existence. They would have to develop new skills, but could they not carry that structure into their new existence?
They can carry the skills, but the structure, no. The military is its own structure. There's no comparison to it. And to try to explain the nuances of the brother and sisterhood that we have with one another, it's really, really, really hard for somebody who's never served to know that. The camaraderie ship, the esprit de corps, it's really hard to explain that. Do they learn skills that they can bring out of the civilian world? Well, yeah. But just one of my problems, and I fight with it daily, is there's a plan. You execute the plan to accomplish the mission. Well, some people in the civilian world don't quite understand that. It's not that I get to it tomorrow, or it's not till I get to it next week. It's no, this is now. This is how we accomplish the mission. That makes sense at all?
Absolutely, totally, yes. So I guess to a civilian, these people, coming out of a military background, they look aggressive and not fitting in or not integrating, right? Meanwhile, they're just trying to deal with what they know. Look, here's what we got to do. Here's what we're supposed to work on. I'll take this. Can you take this? Let's get it done. This attitude to some people is not conducive. It's not helpful.
Yeah, that is a hard part because we're charging, we're head on,
Mhm.
and that's where part of our mission of Project iHeart is to teach them there's a different way to handle that.
So thank you for bringing that up because you did. That was your initiative after your retirement. Is you've now created this Project Die Hard, which I guess is to help your brothers and sisters come out of the military into a more normal or nominal existence.
Yes, it's that. It's in a nutshell to bring hope. Uh, Me personally, okay, combat medic. I've seen some stuff. Well, I self-medicated with alcohol
Mhm.
up into the point where I had a 45 in my mouth. And then God saved my life by a phone call. The Free Spirit Biker Church, when it was first formed, was in downtown Paducah. And this is where I know God has a sense of humor because he started a biker church in a pink building. Yeah. So God saved my life. And years of prayer and talking with my father and moving forward, I always says, okay, you saved my life for what? For what reason did you save this sinner? To save
Mhm.
this person. And 6 years ago, I get a phone call from the wife of one of my best friends, my buddy, my pal. We did 3 tours together. And she calls and she goes, Doc, he's hanging in the garage. What do I do? That's when I realized I've now lost more of my brothers and sisters to suicide than I lost in multiple combat tours,
Mhm.
and that something more had to be done.
And so then you stepped up. You did something. You figured out what you were kept on this earth for.
Yeah, that was Project Die Hard.
So
We
why
have,
the name? Why Project Die Hard?
well, uh, we're always going to be working to better ourselves. That's the project side. And the Die Hard is you never give up. That's something we stress to our to the veterans that we help. You don't give up. No
Thank
matter
you.
what the day brings to you, you can't quit. Uh, Sometimes we've got to remind them they weren't trained that way. They weren't trained to quit. I know I
Absolutely.
never was, so I know they weren't. But stay in that fight.
Absolutely. And no one can know what goes on in each individual's mind, right? The battles they fight internally, regardless of the battles they fought physically and come through. Um, you know, no one knows what goes on in each individual, is what I'm saying. But I think by being there for them, by knowing that there's somebody out there who has maybe been there and shows a better way, that's how we exist. That's why we exist. And so I think, is that why you've created Project Die Hard, to keep people from that path? Yes.
Yes, that's the whole. You boil it all down. We have our mission statement to bring public awareness to veteran suicide and to assist veterans in transitioning from active duty military to the civilian world. That's our mission statement.
Great.
In a nutshell, we are based off Romans 15:13, hope. Okay? We want to give our brothers and sisters hope. It's that.
Mm-hmm. Hope. I think, you know what, for anybody is like that level platform. You know what I mean? When you're struggling, you're floating, you're not working right. You know what I mean? That's just that pad on the water. You know what I mean? Okay, we can relax for now, and now we build off the hope. Right? That's the idea.
That's the whole idea of it. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, but that constant thing of hope it's like a life preserver.
Yes.
It keeps you afloat.
Yeah, knowing that you're in the water, but you're still safe for the next part.
For that next step.
Yeah.
That's the whole key. So we formed in 2018. We got our official nonprofit status and all of our EIN numbers and all that legal stuff, because that's one thing that me personally is full transparency. It's full transparency. We believe in that. If anybody ever wants to see our financials, it's on our website, on our Facebook page, that you can go and request all of our financials from our accountant. He's got orders to release it. But we formed in 2018. 2019, we just get rolling, and then good old 2020 hits. We know how that happened. Well, I don't know how it happened, but
we know the results.
Yeah, it almost we almost had to shut down. But in the height of that, we had a little story done on us that spread within our region. And that led to 20 acres and a 10,000 square foot building being donated to our mission. And that's where I'm coming to you from. Wonderful. We are here in Makanda, Illinois, Southern Illinois, and we are at Forward Operating Base Rush. Forward Operating Base Rush is named after Sergeant Courtney Rush of the United States Air Force. She is from Illinois, and she lost the fight to the demons January 3rd, 2012. That's part of our mandate, too, is we don't let people forget that the war still goes on here at home.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for those words.
We're trying to get this facility up and running, but we need help.
Of course. And so Project Die Hard is a charitable organization, right?
Yes.
Like it's a not-for-profit regardless. So again, it's going to rely on support and offerings from the outside world, right? And that's how you've gotten your building, with regardless of whether it's in a military installation. That's how you've gotten your building. That's how you're going to get out there and help these other people is through the generosity and donations of institutions or governments or businesses maybe that resonate with what you're doing.
Again, it's sharing the mission. 4 months ago, we turned down a very large donation. I'm talking a couple $1 million. Now, when people say, "Oh, I want to help," here's some things, they always got to throw some stipulations in there.
Of course.
Right? And we just couldn't get over one. Everybody that comes to any of our facilities, any veteran that comes in here, will be offered a Bible. And they said we couldn't pass that out. Sorry, integrity. That's the premise of our whole foundation. Now, we're not here to browbeat our residents or the veterans we help into believing, but we want to give them that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let me tell you something. I come from a place, I actually walked away from the church as a young lad because of the things I seen. No more said on that. But so I came to a place where I hated religion. But then I became an agnostic, where I became a place where I was neutral on the idea of God, religion, this whole thing. But let me tell you something though. Having grown up in the church, I never lost my values, the things I learned. Those were my base core values. But, I learned to come back to spirituality in my mature years, because I was able to find the potential in not religion, but spiritual, God, universe. You know what I mean? These things do exist. There's something out there beyond me. But I needed to experience that for myself. You allow the same thing to happen with other people. I believe that book has some valuable wisdom within its pages. And like I said, I come from that place where I didn't believe, you know what I mean? So
Again,
that book can change people's lives.
and again, being told you can't offer it, well, I'm
Didn't
sorry.
sit with your core virtues.
Okay, I'm the founder and president of Project Die Hard. I personally will never know if you give $22 a month or $22,000 a month, RJ. I'll never know that. I will know that you donate to us, but I will never know the amount. And here's why. That book tells me not to lift one man above another. And I am just a frail little human. So I know that if I knew that information, I would do that. Right? So I don't. I tell everybody that becomes a patron of Project Die Hard, whether it's $22 a month or $22,000 a month, every patron has the same right. You get to come to our facilities and see where your funding is going. But I put a caveat on it. Bring work gloves and muck boots, because there's always going to work to be done.
And that's because your facility, by the way, you told me earlier, is not officially operational. You can't get people in there. So tell us why.
Because this building sat vacant for 10 years. It was a Christian daycare. There are structural things we need to get done. We need to we need to replace the roof. That's including trusses. And that's all structural to bring it up to code. So we can make it operational. We've already partnered with other veteran nonprofit organizations that will be bringing skill training, resume writing, employment opportunities, credit repair, long-term housing, just everything from electrical work to HVAC. We're going to teach them a new skill if they want it. Again, we are going to be a beacon for veterans to come, whether it be for a day, a weekend, a week, a month, or even up to a year. That's our purpose here, is to give them a refuge, a place without judgment. That you want to come hang out, get a cup of coffee, come on. You want to talk, we'll talk. If you just want to sit there and look at the pond and watch the ducks play, if that makes you feel better, then come on and do it.
Nice. Yep. A place of that lily pad on the pond, right? Wonderful. That's a great thing. And you know what? Great things happen by sharing the message and sharing the word. I'm glad you've come to us and got the word out today. Perhaps, you never knew what can happen, but you know what? Perhaps we can challenge your fellow brothers and sisters out there. First of all, you've created a way for people to help get this facility operational. You've created this apprenticeship program you're talking about. You're also created the environment where your brothers and sisters can come and be mentors or mentees in this environment. So, by coming out and, checking this facility out, like you're saying, they can become involved and help get this place operational and help create that vision that you obviously have planned in mind.
Oh, it's not just me. I have a team of people around me that I'm grateful for. You know, it's that. I'm just the guy that sits here and talks about it and tells my story, but I got a team around me that advise me and guide me. Again, we as Project I Heard, right? Yeah, we will always take a volunteer. There's always something to be done. We're trying to bring back a veterans breakfast where veterans can come and have a breakfast once a month and to sit in fellowship. But again, that takes people volunteering, that takes funding. There's a lot that needs to be done. So yeah, go to our Facebook page, go to our volunteer group, join up with our volunteers. We put things there when we're doing things. And
of course, donations always help, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Some people hate to throw that word out, you know what I mean? But again, we are not for profits. And the only way to pay the bill is to bring in some money. And donations, of course, in any not-for-profit is always accepted, I'm sure. So one of the things I want to make sure is people can reach out. They can find you. How do people get in touch with Project Die Hard and get involved?
Well, go to the website, projectdiehard.org, right? That's how we're on the web. We're on Facebook, Project Die Hard 22. We're on Instagram. I think we're on Twitter. I not 100%. I got a person that does that. I'm not savvy like that, but we're out there. Again, if you want to become a patron, go to our website under How You Can Help. Right there. Any amount helps. We ask for $22. If you can do more, God bless you. If you can't quite do 22, even $10 a month helps. We have grant writers that volunteer their time. But a grant is not a guarantee.
Yep.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Oh, you can get grants. And yeah, but they're not a guarantee. We have no intention and really don't want to take any government money, just due to the fact that we've seen the bureaucracy of the Veterans Administration. There's just too...
Yeah, you're trying to remain independent is the way I see it.
Yeah, so we're trying to remain independent.
Yep.
We want to be here for whatever help they need. And there's not one set therapy for anybody. Whether it's blacksmithing. We partnered with Veterans Ranch out of Florida for equine therapy. There's no such thing as a quote-unquote textbook therapy.
Yep.
If you have a skill or a trade that you want to come and teach veterans, contact us.
Beautiful.
If you want to teach pottery, artwork, needlepoint.
These are all skills, absolutely. And you know what? These are all skills that could help people moving forward, right? So,
Again,
uh,
that's it.
and there's, at the same time, you're building connection, you're building camaraderie, you're building mentorship. All of these things that could help people get integrated into a better life.
Again, that's the whole purpose of this mission
Hmm.
is
So, can I ask you a question though? Because we do have to end it off.
okay.
When you've come out and shared your story with us. You've been open with us. One thing we like to ask now is, when do you feel is a good time to open up, if ever there is?
Well, we run into that. Okay,
That's what I figured.
we help veterans. Okay, but one thing that we will not do is use the suffering of my brothers and sisters for a financial gain. We're not going to use the pity of it. We ask every veteran that we help to come out, share their story, share how they found hope through our mission, through our program. And we have yet to have one that says they'll do that. And I'm okay with that. Everybody's like, well, you have to. No, I don't. Because they will come out and tell their story when they're ready to come out and tell their story. I will say this. If you're struggling, it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It's not.
Very good.
Reach out. Ask for help. Men of 360 here, yeah, they will. You guys do great work all over the world. I'll lay odds that if one of my people call you and says, "Hey, I just want to talk," you're going to be there to talk with them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And your organization obviously is the same. So thank you for everything you do. Thank you for putting forth this project Die Hard. I expect great things from you. So I hope you get all the support you can from this.
Oh, we will. As before the show, we were talking. Follow our social media. As we grow, we'll tell people about it.
Mm-hmm. Very transparent, you said.
When we get the funds to start working on the roof, trust me, we're going to show videos of it.
Absolutely.
We're going to tell people.
Absolutely.
Well, again, thank you for having me. I'm up here at the fob. I got a couple of things I have to work on since the cold weather hit here this morning. We got a couple of little things that we got to address just to make sure the building stays where it's at, doesn't deteriorate anymore. But thank you. Have a blessed, safe day. And we hope to be sharing big news with you here in the near future, because of this exposure. There could be that one person that says, I believe in that mission. I have the resources and I don't want to be famous. I just want to help.
Yep, that's exactly the attitude, and that's exactly what you need, and I'm sure that's exactly what you'll get. So that was Brian Gibson. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being willing to open up and share your life journey with us today.
Thank you. If there's anything else we can do for you, let us know.
I think the connection will be very valuable on both ends. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, Voice of Men 360 is running a special campaign right now, self-care for Indigenous men. We're running this campaign until January 9th, so we're collecting gift cards, deodorants, razors, socks, hand towels, and other men's goods. So please reach out to us. Again, the phone numbers we use are 416-356-7414, or our phone number, 437-889-8329. Email us info@voiceofmen360.org, or contact us through Facebook Messenger. We're working to coordinate those items. Oh, and please, we've also accepted donations for this initiative as well, the self-care for men. So if you want to transfer any funds, we're working to, again, collect for donation, info at voiceofmen360.org to help support that initiative, self-care for Indigenous men. And we have a few live shows here in Open or in Voice of Men 360. The first of which you just participated in is called Open Up, live Sundays mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, where we invite people out to share their life journey and their experiences with you. Then we do the same thing in Tamil language. That's earlier on Sunday mornings, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Again, Tamil language, where we host a show called Vili, which means I. And then we host a monthly webinar the first Saturday of every month, 10:30 a.m. at Eastern Time, where we bring out the expertise of different organizations to discuss a particular topic of interest to them and, of course, of interest to our community. We host a special show called the Unspoken Tears every month. This one's the second Saturday of every month, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. The focus of this show is domestic violence against men, bullying, male sexual abuse, traumas, and human trafficking. These things do exist, and we talk about them here. Then we host a show with the All Bengal Men's Forum called the South Asian Men's Show, where we discuss topics of interest to a particular country of South Asia each month. And again, this takes place the third Saturday of every month from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we turn all of our content into podcast episodes. So please look out for us on all of your favorite platforms, iPhone, Google Play, Spotify, and more. And then we host some support groups here in Voice of Men 360. I'm proud to be a part of the Open Up Men's Peer Group. This is only men for men, so that men can be comfortable sharing their experiences. This one is every second Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Through Zoom. Please register and join for that one. And then we host an Indigenous peer-to-peer support group. This one's called Pass the Talking Stick, the fourth Friday of every month from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Again, register through Zoom. And then there are no limitations with gender, age, nationality, or ethnic groups. All walks of life are invited to participate in our programming. If you want to be a guest on our shows or willing to be a part of our organization and help us, whether directly or indirectly, please reach out to us. We'd love to work with individuals, government experts, community organizations, government officials, businesses, NGOs, and more. Our phone number is 437-889-8329. Email us info@voiceofmen360.org or reach us at our website, www.voiceofmen360.org. You can also find us on all your favorite social media platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. And we're looking to raise the voice. So please visit us on facebook.com/groups/voiceofmen360 and share our message there. We're looking to increase our membership to 5,000 members by as soon as possible. Our goal was to reach it by the end of the year. We got over 3,000 members now, so we're very pleased with that, but we're still looking to get that 5,000 number. Please share this message, share all of our messages. We're looking to share the voice and reach and help more people. Please continue your support. Until next time, I'm RJ Horner, Vice President of Open Up, and your host, asking you to open up.